Welcome to my Pokemon Penumbra Moon Grass Only Challenge Run. I'll be taking on this challenge with hardcore rules, which are no Z moves, no healing items mid-battle, and no overleveling past the next trial or kahuna. It's gonna be tough, but that's what makes this fun. As most of us know, grass has many weaknesses. Weaknesses such as fire and poison will be a detriment to us in the early game, while weaknesses like flying and ice will be a hindrance to us in the late game. So this will be quite the challenge for us. Let's see how far we can go. Okay, so I think we've had enough of early game like challenge runs and Nuzlocke and Pokemon, so I'm gonna just skip all that and just use MS Paint as my way of telling you guys what happened before we get to the school. Obviously pick Rowlet, grass type duh. On Route 1, there's Hoppips. Oh no, not on Route 1. Both of these guys are on the beach. That was my mistake. Well, you find both of these guys on the beach. Hoppip and Sawaddle. And so yeah, on to the video. Since I skipped, we're here at the trainer school getting our ass kicked by a Venonat. I don't think I was prepared for this many poison types in the early game. But as you can see, Rowlet's dead. Pansage is fucking dead. And just casualties left and right. So, on to attempt number 2 against this guy. Leads off with a Mime Jr. as I send in my Pansage. After some grinding, I go for a lick. I get the para, thankfully, as I take way too much damage from a confusion. And, of course, it confuses me. Why wouldn't it? Vine Whip does decent damage as it gets paralyzed, which is amazing. I'm glad it happened. But I get hit in confusion. So I'm thinking I just have to hit this last Vine Whip, and thankfully Pansage comes through. The first useful thing is done. Now Venonat comes out. I have to lick and hopefully get the para, but sadly I do not. And I get taken out by a Signal Beam. So now, at this point, I'm thinking I just have to get some pecs off. And I end up getting a crit. Now, Ekans comes out, has Intimidate. This is bad because I'm more so a physical attacker. But thankfully, I did some grinding before this, and I got the move Ominous Wind, which is a special move. Does neutral damage, so it's not a ton, but it does just enough to kill Ekans, even through that berry he had. This Poison Tail probably hit the lowest roll possible. Poisons does not matter. As my Hoppip levels up. Now, next challenging fight. Next up, we got the Principal. This Litten gets destroyed by a lick. Kinda tastes a little burnt, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So I decided to get some damage with some Fury Swipes. I missed, unfortunately, so I decided to play it safe from there on, and I go for Play Nice, lowering its attack and defense. Then he misses, which is amazing because I go for another one. I was hoping I would live this Fire Fang, but I do not, sadly. So now, I go into my Rowlet because he's my most damaging Pokemon on the team. Go for some Pecks, live Fire Fangs easily with the Play Nices, and it burns. Who would have thought? But that's fine though, because I still have the Ominous Wind, which is a special attack, which does not get affected by the burn, which has physical attacks. So one more Ominous Wind, take it out. Now, this is interesting. Seal comes out. He kind of shits on me with an Icy Wind. And I go for Ominous Wind thinking that would do more damage. Oh no, I didn't. I still went for a Razor Leaf. Whoops. Okay, that makes sense because he went for Encore. Okay. But that's not even the worst part. I live on 1 HP. Ain't that crazy? So, now here's something real silly. Togetic comes out. I send in my Hoppip to get like a poison off on it. HF power does about half, does not get the boost. I go for a Poison Powder. Now, here comes Metronome. It's a Fissure. Thank God I am a flying type, because I would have been pissed. But from here on out, it's just a stall. A stall with Synthesis, Fairy Winds, and the Poison Tick damage. Thankfully, Togetic did not get the Omni Boost from Ancient Power, even with its Serene Grace. Does it get Serene Grace as a Togetic, or is that only Togekiss? I have no idea. But either way, and it just has to fire off an Ember because fuck me, I guess. But anyway, Bellsprout comes out. I just need the Hop if to die so I can get a free switch into whatever I want. It's gonna just heal off, unfortunately. But that's all cool. Alright. I wanted to go into Rowlet here for the Pecs, but I don't think it would have done too much, so I decided to go into the Sewaddle for the Bug Bites, and it did way more than I thought it would do. So all it takes is 2 Bug Bites, and the teacher is done for as my Rowlet evolves. Alright, Dartrix is a nice upgrade from Rowlet, stat-wise. Design-wise, it's a bit of a downgrade, but that means nothing against this demon, Alima. So, this Skitty is a piece of work. Fake Out does about 1/3 of my health as it sets up. Thankfully, it doesn't hit too hard. Like, I was lowering its attack because I was pretty scared of what it was going to do. But later on, I found out it didn't hit too hard. So, as I'm Vine Whipping it, I thought, you know, it'll keep setting up. I'll just Vine Whip. Then it goes into Deerling and gets an attack boost. So now I'm like, okay, what do I do? But I have a perfect switch into Dartrix. So double kicks. I want to go for a Peck here for obvious super effective damage. So I go for a Peck, and the Deerling goes for Nature Power, getting Tri Attack, and I get burned again. So my Pecks are doing way less damage than they should, causing it to be about a 4-hit KO, 4 or 5-hit KO when it should have been 2, honestly. So goes for a double kick. I decided to go in the Sewaddle, go for a Bug Bite as I get crit on, and now I'm in a pretty bad spot. My team's leveling up, and then here comes the Demon Smeargle. So Smeargle is also pretty weak. His Fire Pledges don't do too much damage on the non-quad Wheatgrass types that I have. So I go into Hop It as he goes for a Z move, Z Workup. Z Workup actually kind of does nothing because Workup already boosts attack and special attack, and Z Workup just does the same thing. So I don't know if I'm missing something or what, but anyway, I get the poison off as he does nothing with his pledge, even with the +1. So I just spam Synthesis, and the poison is ticking him as this is happening. So this is the point where I learned that he has Last Resort. So if pledges don't work, he could always just stab Last Resort, 140 base power plus stab. What is that? 210? Yeah, even on like a 40 attack stat that Smeargle has, that's gonna do some damage to my team. Except for Dartrix, it seems like. But it is too late. The team's already beat. So this is not my second attempt. This is the next few attempts. After grinding, I've been fighting this guy on stream for about an hour or close to an hour, and it was extremely hard. It was extremely hard. So I go into my Dartrix, hoping to not get burned here, as I go for a double peck. Get the kill on the Deerling. Thank God. Now Smeargle comes out. Smeargle is weak as hell. So even with the Z Workup, I could just go for some Razor Leaves, but I miss, of course. So I get hit by 2 of those, no big deal. As he sends out Skitty again, I will go into my Pansage just to pretty much sack it off. Go for a Leech Seed while I'm there. The workups, as I've mentioned, don't really mean anything because Skitty is so weak. So I decided to go into Hop It and hit a Poison Powder as I get paralyzed. Which means nothing because as long as my people stay alive, it will die eventually. Full heal, also doesn't mean anything as I go for a peck and get the kill. Next out is Young Goose. As I go into my pen stage, it goes for a yawn. It fails because I'm already status. You can't status someone who's status already. I get paralyzed, but it's fine because I live a Dizzy Punch from Spinda as I hit a Leech Seed. Now I'm in a good spot to go into my Sowaddle and spam some Bug Bites. And this is some nonsense. What happened was, he hit me with a Swagger. Swagger increases my attack by 2 stages and confuses me. But then I ended up breaking through confusion, one-shotting because the +2 attack with Bug Bite. And that opponent had a Lumberry, which cured me from confusion because Bug Bites eat the opponent's berry, which was amazing. Now this Stantler also has a berry, so I Bug Bite, I eat it, get my health back, which makes me live the hidden power. I'm assuming it's hidden power flying or poison or something. And yeah, this Sowaddle is the MVP right now. Doesn't matter that it dies because Gawasu's faster and I should be able to hit it with some pecks, but I misclicked twice and end up falling asleep. But at least I ground him twice, so his attack is lowered. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We're just gonna go over a few things that happened at the end of my session. So first off, Hoppip evolves into Skiploom. Very good upgrade indeed. Another upgrade that we have come into is a Oddish, who I name Audisha. And on my way to try to do the trial, I found out none of the Pokemon on my team learned Brick Break. So that was amazing. I also almost get taken out by a singular Furret using Giga Impact. So yeah, that was fun. But anyways, thank you so much for watching guys. There will be more to come. Make sure you join the streams. The streams will be happening. I don't really have a schedule, but we could check every day or every other day. And yeah, so thank you guys. This is Nazi D1416 and see you next time.